Hello everyone and welcome back to the Modern Money channel. Every day in this channel I'll talk about the hot stocks that have potential to move higher in the following days. Since the beginning of this channel in January 31st, 2020, less than a month ago, we have generated more than $18,000 by only risking $1,000 per trade. So let's go and take a look at our performance so far. Here you can see that we have talked about more than 30 trades and we have completed 18 trades so far. We had 12 winning trades and 6 losing trades, which will give us a win rate of 67%, and our net profit for all these trades are $18,240, which is fantastic. And here you can see that I risk $1,000 per trade. So if I lose any trade, I lose $1,000. And when we win a trade, we gain more than $1,000. Yesterday, on Friday, 2 of our trades were completed. WLO and Bitcoin trades were completed. And just yesterday, we made over $5,000. So let's go and check the trades. So for real low trades, if you remember that, here we are at the 4-hour time frame. And if you remember, like we were in this spot and I noticed this ascending triangle, which is a bullish pattern. And if you follow my channel, you know that I like to trade inside the patterns because it will give me a better reward to risk ratio. And the reason for that is when we just simply say this is a bullish pattern, the term bullish means that it has a high probability to go higher. So I don't see any reason why we should just wait for the breakout. I feel like we may get more losing trades, but when we win any trade like this one, we get a far better reward to risk ratio. For example, here, our reward to risk ratio is 3.73. We made $3,730, $3,730 just in this trade. If you would have waited for this break in this spot, and then it would have been late, I would say. So I personally prefer to trade inside the pattern. So I entered in this spot and I made a video when we were here. And I said I'm going to put my stop loss below here because if this ascending triangle is valid, I don't want to see the price below this swing low. So I went long here and I targeted this previous high at $71.58. So this was a fantastic trade and we made good money on it. The next trade that I talked about was Bitcoin. So again, I think for Bitcoin, we looked at the hourly time frame, and I talked about Bitcoin when we were in this spot. I was like, hey, this is an ascending triangle. It seems like we broke out, but the price maintained itself within the pattern. So I would say in that case, the pattern is still valid. So I went long in this spot, and I was like, if this ascending triangle is valid, I don't want to see the price below this swing low. So I went long here, I put my stop loss here, and I aimed for a price before 55. So I said it is likely that we see $55,000, but I'm gonna cash out before that. So I cashed out at $54,325 in this spot, which gave me 1.85 reward to risk ratio, and I generated $1,850 on this trade. So if you look at just the trades that completed yesterday, we made over $5,500 just yesterday. So right now, and in about 3 weeks, we're up $18,000, meaning that by risking $1,000 per trade, I can afford to lose 18 losing trades to just break even. I'm not gonna risk more than 1,000. What else I need? I made $18,000 in less than a month. I'm gonna keep it like that. Okay, now let's move on to the new stocks that I think have potential to move higher in the following days. The first stock is NNO. So this stock has been introduced by one of our viewers, I think about a week ago, and I had this on my radar, and I think now it's a good time to buy it. So I can clearly see a bull flag. You may put the poll here. So I can see a bull flag. It's clear. And we broke that bull flag, and we're maintaining now this trend line, this blue trend line. And when I see this bull flag broken, I missed it actually, but now I can see this trend line is holding. So I went long at the end of the market on Friday, and I put my stop loss below this swing low. I usually put my stop loss around this area, but right now I feel like this swing low is better. That's just my personal feeling. I don't want to see price below this swing low, because in that case it is likely that we fill this gap, and I don't want to be a part of this gap fill. I don't want to hold for a little bit of loss. So right now I entered into market at 540. My stop loss is at 471, and I'm aiming for $7.06. I think it's possible that we see price above that, but I'll keep my position like that for now, which will give me a reward risk ratio of 2.41. Okay, the next stock is FLT. FLT was also introduced by one of our viewers. Now I like the pattern. So I think when the viewer asked me to review this stock, we're in this spot. I was like, I don't want to chase the price. I'm looking for a bull flag or falling wedge at $2 right now. I think it looks juicy. So I went long on Friday. At the end of the market, I bought at $2.01, and I put my stop loss below this wick. We're in the 4-hour time frame. I put it below this wick at 173. I think it's very juicy at the moment. I really like it, because if you go to weekly, you can see that we have kind of a support at $2. And remember, $2 is a round number, and we have another support at 193, and we have another support at 185, and even we have another support like this high, and this high at 174. So if we go below that, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. If we go below 174.5, I don't want to hold the stock anymore. So that's why I put my stop loss at 173, and I'm aiming for $2.53, which is a retest of the previous high. I believe this stock has potential to move higher, but I'm not gonna I will not be greedy. So again, here you can see a bull flag, a falling wedge, or a bull flag. I love when I see multiple bull flag patterns like this. This is very juicy. This is very similar to MARA that we traded before. So MARA shows a similar thing. A bull flag here, a bull flag here. We caught it here, we cashed out here, but now look where it is. So when I see something like this, I just jumped on the trade. I love it. So we're in the FLT trade, and I think this is juicy now. Okay, now let's move on to the next stock, which is CHWY. I've covered this stock before. So now we're moving in a rising wedge pattern in this channel, and I talked about it. I'm going to short the stock at around $123.37, around this area, and I'm going to target $91.55, and I'm going to put my stop loss at $140.31, which will give me a reward to risk ratio of 1.85. I think the pattern is still valid. Let's see if this one plays out. The next stock is Walmart, WMT. If you remember, I've covered this stock. So we are on the 4-hour time frame. I talked about it when it was here, and I was like, if we break the high of this candle, I'm going to go long at 147.55. So you can go and check the video. But now the earnings came out, and I actually bought this stock at the low at this value at 137.46 because we are in this beautiful channel. I think this is a great opportunity to dip buy this stock. So I bought it at 137.46. I put my stop loss at $130.81, which is below this push. I don't want to see the price below this area. So I put my stop loss here, and I'm aiming for a retest of the previous high, a little bit below that. So I'm going to cash out at $141.90, which will give me a reward to risk ratio of 2.1. I think Walmart is a great dip buy, so have that in your watch list for the next week. The next 4 stocks that I'm going to talk about is introduced by our viewers, and I think they have potential, but let's talk about them. The first one is Staff, STAF. So someone mentioned that in the comment section, and when I look at Staff, I can see that we're moving in this channel, and honestly, I don't see this stock as a good buy at the moment because like it is beaten down to nothing. We're kind of holding ourselves, but there is potential for this stock to go down. And you can see that we have a significant resistance at around 180, 165, basically below $2. So I think as long as we are below $2, I don't see any reason to go long for this stock. Actually, it might be a good short, but I would consider this stock as a potential buy if we can move above $2 and remain above $2 for probably a week. So I don't see any. I don't like the stock at the moment. Honestly, this is my honest viewpoint. Let's see how this one plays, but I'll keep an eye on it. And if we go above $2, and if we remain above $2, I can consider that a buy if we can see a good pattern. The next stock is SOS. So for SOS, let's go to the weekly chart. So someone talked about this, and I think this stock right now will likely to go in a range bound area, probably between $12 and $8. So I think we're going to see price within this range. So if we go to daily, you can see that this stock has moved from $2 to $16, which is significant. But since then, the price is correcting itself significantly. But when we go to weekly, I can see like there's resistance in this spot and there's resistance here. So I believe for the next couple of weeks, probably we're gonna go in a range bound between $8 to $12, unless if we go around $15 and $12. If we go range in this spot, I'm gonna take a serious consideration to go long, to look for potential buy in this area. So for now, I believe this stock will go in a range bound between $12 and $8. But if we go above $12 and we trade between 12 and 15, I'm gonna consider it a buy. Right now, I'll stay out, and I want to see how this one plays out. There is no particular pattern that I'm interested in at the moment, so I'm going to stay out of this SOS trade for now. The next trade, which has been requested multiple times, is SENS, SENS. Actually, this stock looks great. So right now we can see that the stock has moved from 30 cents, 40 cents to about five and a half. So almost tenfold. I can see a bullish pennant here, but right now I don't see any specific pattern that convinced me of going long or short. This gap is filled, so we may go and check $5 mark again, but right now I think when we go to weekly, I can see that like we're at a strong weekly resistance. So I think it might be healthy to take profit because we can see a significant sell-off at this spot, which suggests that this resistance is strong. So I personally would like to see some bearish pattern on the 4-hour time frame around $5 mark. Then I'm gonna short this stock if we see any reasonable and nice pattern, and I'm gonna look for the price to go back to 2.7 mark. But at the moment, when we look at weekly, I don't see any reason to go high unless we go above $5 mark and remain above that $5 mark for a couple of days and probably a couple of weeks. But right now I think it is exhausted. This is a significant move and the weekly doesn't look good. So I'm going to stay out of this trade for now, but I'll keep an eye on it and I'll look for short opportunities around $5 mark. Okay, the next stock that we're going to cover today is NCTY. We're on a 4-hour time frame, and you can see that the stock used to trade at $2.70, and we recently hit 88 bucks. This is a significant move, and this actually reminds me of GameStop. So I'm interested to short this stock. Let's go and take a look at the daily chart. Here you can see that the move is ballistic and it's significant, and if we go to the weekly, you can see that there is a significant resistance at $95 or 100 bucks, between that range. So I'm interested to short this stock when we hit $95 or 100 bucks, and I'm gonna keep adding short till probably $130 this mark, and I think this would be a great short area. So for the next week, I'm gonna look for a short pattern, likely something around 95 bucks. So basically, I like to see something like this, probably a rising wedge around this area, something around this. Let's see if it, on a 4-hour time frame, I'm interested to go short on this stock. This is a significant move. This is not normal, and it should go down. Sooner or later, we'll see this go. This one will go down. So keep an eye on this stock and have that on your watch list. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thanks again for watching our videos. Please subscribe to our channel and destroy the like button for the YouTube algorithms. And trade safe and never risk more than what you can afford to lose. And see you in the next video.